So yeah, this video is going to be kind of laxed. I just needed to get another video up because it's been a while. I mean, I don't have to, but I chose to. I don't like it. I feel like I didn't do something when a video hasn't been up for a while because the channel gets neglected. And the point was to have a channel and not neglect it. So you can see how it would be wrong, obviously, if I did neglect it, because that wasn't the point. And what I'm doing here, excuse me, reason I'm doing this square thing here is because I want to have all these drawings that I'm about to do on one page. So I'm going to put each drawing of each person in a little box, and this should be, yeah, it's definitely big enough because we're just doing, see one little box there, it's already many pixels, and that'll be clear enough basically. So, but I wanted to put that on a different layer so I can bring the, bring this down because I don't want that to distract me while I'm drawing on this layer. So it'll be a 3-layer thing. Now the clock is already ticking on this person right here. The name of this one is just the default thing when you go on to the quick poses. It's called athletes, or what was it called? I can't remember. Like legendary athletes or heroes, super athletes, something like this. Now I'm gonna feel real dumb when I don't, when I go back and see what it's something athletes, like athletes of legends or something like this. And the point is that all of the pictures in this series are athletes. And so yeah, that kind of took me by surprise right there. The athletes here are also kind of like not buck naked necessarily, but they're not wearing much clothes. And what it is, it's like a bunch of pictures of dancers and athletes and what looks like to be gymnasts and things like this. So the point with gesture drawing now, I'm learning more. I mean, I have my own opinion of things, which I make up sometimes, and then there's input that I have. I get good input and bad input. And as you can see here, what I did is just like with very few suggestive strokes to get the full gesture of the person, and to try and not get distracted by all the details, like the muscle tone and everything like this. I am allowing myself to erase, which might be a bad thing. I'm not 100% sure. So, like, if you see overall curves that happen in the body, it's not necessarily a bad thing to use those curves. Like this. He's supposed to have a foot, but he doesn't. But the idea is not to draw the person at all. That's not the idea. The idea, and even now where I'm drawing a lot of shapes and things like this, I'm drawing his muscles. I'm not doing a very good job. I'm getting distracted by all that muscle tone in there. It's kind of hard when you're an artist who studied anatomy. You want all that stuff. And also, how can you not be distracted by whether you be male or female when you see somebody's bare naked butt there staring at you? It's a little bit of a distraction. So yeah, like I was saying, the point of this is to try and get the gesture. So what my feeling with this is that, first of all, everybody's going to have their own style, their own different types of lines that they use. Let me see if do I have pressure opacity on? No, I don't. Let me change that very quickly. Everybody's going to have their own style, and it's definitely good to have these dynamics on so that you get a brush-like technique. And so I might have lost this one. I'm kind of almost done with it though. That's all I had for him. Everybody's gonna have their own style and stuff, but I think there's like 1 or 2 rules of thumb which at least you know, according to me, if you want to go by Brendan's guide of gestures, which is not a very professional one, I must say. I just, you know, wing it. But it should look like a human is one of my rules, I think, you know, because like if not, then, well, all the gestures I've seen, they usually look like humans. If not, then what was the whole point really to begin with? And then the other is that you should not be taking, shouldn't be taking all of this time to do details and things like this. See how I did this one in just a few, you know, strokes, and kind of got the idea across. But I still want to feel some things in it too. I want to feel like the fattiness of her leg here, and her, you know, her skirt is blocking the way. But oh well. I wish I could just, you know, have more time sometimes. Oh, I don't like this one. It has two people. Okay. Can I skip it? Oh, I can. Great. Nice. Back in action here. So, like this one here, I'll just start off with that curve, and I don't like to say this necessarily, but the buttocks, you know, as it were, in English, it's a very expressive thing, especially when you're going into this, you know, this kind of like gesture mode, and when you got, you know, extreme body positions like this, you can the way that the person's buttocks, you know, we're just gonna have to grow up and live with that word. The way that it works on the body, as you can see here, I made that, you know, little swerve there. It's there, you know. And I guess that's all I can say about that. Really. It's such an easy starting place. It's so telling, and it's not just because, you know, we're like looking at a butt or something. It has to do with the fact that it's the center of the body, I think, and especially when we're in this situation dealing with athletes. See, like right now, I can't help it. I gravitate right towards that area, and because all of her weight seems to come from there, you know. And I try to get this in one quick, short, sharp kind of line when I can. When I can't, then I don't. That's how it works. And then now all these details, I think, and again, this is my opinion, I feel as though when you get your gesture right, even though I didn't draw out the feet, and I didn't draw like this leg, I didn't draw out at all, right? But I think you should be able to feel, kind of like feel where it is, and just know that it's a foot there. So it's very suggestive. Now, why do you do gesture drawings? That's also, here's something funny here. I'm just going to draw a line from here to there, and the balance of this one, you know, so, which, going back to the point I was about to make, that's what you're learning when you're doing gesture drawings. Imagine, look at like Disney cartoons, if you can imagine, like, it'd be really nice if I could just take the time and stop and go pull out a Disney frame. I'm not even going to, but if you look at like animation, what happens is they have, that didn't work out right at all. This is supposed to be on here, yeah. They have, they're so suggestive in the way that they run around. I'm referring to the characters, of course, like the Mickey Mouse and the Donald Duck and all that stuff. And they have like such finesse to them. So, as an artist, and the same thing goes on when you're looking at, I don't know if you'd notice it, but a lot of Marvel and DC comics, when you have really good artists, you can just feel the poses coming out so naturally of the characters. They don't look stiff, right? So basically what it boils down to is that you're loosening up your ability to draw people in all different types of positions, and to be able to do it very fast so that you can focus on other things, right? You don't want to spend a whole day thinking like mathematically, oh, where should I put you know, where should I put this arm muscle and how big should it be, and all these things. Because if you can just bust out a gesture drawing as a thumbnail to begin with, then you kind of got a good starting point. And it shows energy and things like this too. This is a weird one. I don't know why I just want to draw that torso. No. What am I? The upper body. I can't remember. I have horrible vocabulary sometimes. So, what I meant to say was the upper part of his body, the upper back there is what it actually is. I'm totally forgetting my vocabulary, which locks me up. Once I forget something and I have it wrong, then I just lock up and stop talking, basically. Why bother talking if I can't remember that one word I wanted to say? Just forget everything. So, yeah, the upper body part, I just had to make that circle to differentiate. His hands were here. And when you're doing these, or something I learned, there's two things that I gather. One is that I get a lot better at them. The last one I do is always a lot better than the first one. And another thing is that these, what was I going to say? I do forget what I was going to say. I guess I'm getting in the mode here. That is a good thing. You get a lot better at them as you're doing them, basically, is what I was going to say. You get faster at it. All the things I had to say will come out eventually, but my brain's going back and forth. That is such an odd position to be in. And you should get an overall, I've seen with like the real professional gesture drawings, you can get this overall sensation like is clearly available to us in this one, where she has this, single slope that comes out of there. So you get it all done in one stroke. Sort of an elegance to it. And you can see foreshortening and stuff still happening here. See, like this one I think would be almost be considered a good one. It's a little off balanced. But yeah, going back to like, the Disney and and the Marvel guys and all that. There's see, I like that just how it is. I just don't want to go back to it. The one thing I do remember actually, and let me say that first before I forget it again, yeah, is that when you're done, while you're drawing it, you will think that the drawings don't look good, and you can't help it, right? Because you're comparing. You're looking at what you're drawing, and you're saying, "Oh God, what I just drew doesn't look anything like that," right? Because you're trying to do it very fast. And notice, by the way, these are changing every 60 seconds. So, but the truth of the matter is, when you stop and maybe even also give it a day and come back and look at it, you're going to notice that these are, they might be really good drawings if you're doing it well. The past couple of times I did this, like this whole sheet, just like as I'm doing now, what happened? We're done? I want more. Okay, so I'll do that again. So this is the start page here, and all you do is, like, that's the Athletes of God. That's what it was. Yeah, thank God. See, finally I get around to saying, I told you. Finally I get around to saying whatever it was. Athletes of God is this one. I'll do it again. Okay, yeah, there's more pictures. I guess after so many images it just stops. And so, yeah, the last ones that I did previously, I just thought they were horrible. I mean, not that they were bad gesture drawings, forget about that, because you know I'm not like I wasn't claiming to be an expert at this anyway. But I just thought they were bad drawings. They weren't any good. And so, you know, I put it down. I came back and looked at it, and it was just like this one where I put them all on one sheet. And then I came back and looked at it a day or two later, and I was like, wow, that's cool. And it wasn't a matter of like being good or being accurate or anything. It was just plain old cool looking, and that's what it is. You know, so, and that, you know, a lot of people, I know what they're thinking already. They're saying, oh, it's just you because you know you draw well or something. That's not the case. See this one here? I'm even done way before the 60 seconds. I'm like sitting here waiting for the next one, because as it goes on, you just get quicker and quicker at it. And why is that? It's because I'm skipping. I'm doing whole lines for the leg. Get his foot up here, and you can judge like from here to there. If you look over here, here to there, where should his foot be, right? And so it should be up here. And I just do that thing there. I have that muscle. And what's great about this guy, I can tell that he's in action because nobody could stand like that for a long time, right? That'd be, you'd fall over. Try and make a statue that stands like that, and it will fall over if it doesn't have some kind of support. And you just know that he's dancing because his hand's up in the air like this. So you just can't help but to know it. And the hand's always flicking. Dancers with their hands are always like, you know, the fingers, they're always just like flicking like that. I don't know. It's hard to, I don't know if flicking is the right word. Oh, Jesus. This guy's a human pretzel. So, yeah. His face is actually an element here. You might notice sometimes I don't worry about the head at all, whereas normally you would start drawing with the head first. But in this situation, I'm not doing that because it's more about the overall thing, right? How could you possibly have your leg and your ass over here? Excuse me if that's, you know, crude or something, but this dude's just not human. Must be one of those, what do they call them? Contortionists? People who can stretch their body in amazing ways. His head actually comes down here. I almost do want to draw just a suggestion of his face in here. So you can know that is a human pretzel. Otherwise, someone's going to be like, you know, what the hell did you draw there? That can't be right. So she's got a head here, which is, for some reason, for me in this one, it's like the center of the body. The leg seems to come right out of the head, right? And the foot's here. Foot's too big, don't like it. And we have our arms come straight back. Again, I can judge that the hands will be here. Again, look at the hands, the fingers, I mean, particularly. They have that thing going on. She's a little bit off-centered, so like this hand is coming down a bit more, and then the finger is flicking again. It's those fingers. I don't know why. It must be a dancer thing. They like to flick their fingers in separate ways instead of, you know, as opposed to like making a fist or something. So last one. Let's make it good. And again, we're going to go over that overall curve, that center of the body there, keep referring to, is does stand out. It's there. It's apparent. This arm is coming back, way back. I got this one all just, it's not good. Got her hand there. The foot, judging from here, should be there. I'm having major issues with this one, but who knows? It could end up being the best one. But the foot is there, so that'd be an easy way to judge. This is here and that's there. And we got a breast, and not too bad. But her neck is definitely a part of, you feel this pride, you know, where her neck is standing up like that. Okay, done. That's it. A quick review. I'm just going to stop that. Go back in here. And let's have a look. Zoom in. See how the first ones here, like 1, 2, 3, I couldn't help but doing that blocky, muscly kind of thing. I was focusing on details, and it just slows you down. And in comparison, when you get to the end here, see how you can feel it's so expressive, and you know, like this and this and this. It's so expressive and elegant and sharp. That's kind of what you're going for. Even, and that's not just because those were girls. Actually, this one here is a man, and so is this one, and you know, and this one here, and it's just so much more elegant than the first 3 that I did here. So you keep doing it and you improve very quickly. It's the best warm-up exercise ever, 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 ever. And you can do it every day for 20 minutes after, you know, you do. Everybody likes to go out for a 20-minute jog, or, you know, do exercise once a day. You can do this once a day too. It'll sharpen your mind and make you a better artist. And that's about all I have to say about that. I will post these up on DeviantArt, and then you can look at you know, look it over if you want. And that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.